it's Sunday. It's been very hot today. I'm wearing my silly hat, my silly straw hat, but it's the middle of July, and so we're harvesting. So all my second early potatoes have come up, and I've had the odd plant, the odd tuber, and they're very nice indeed. It's Una, which is supposed to be blight resistant, second early, and it is quite tasty. I'm sort of not sure about its blight resistant. It doesn't seem that resistant, but well, it wasn't killed instantly anyway. So it's yeah, most earlies are suffering around about now. But we've still got the Sapo mirrors, which are these here. Now these I'll harvest September, maybe even later. And these are your big baking potatoes, and they're really blight resistant. They don't seem to fade at all, as I've grown them before. These are a really big harvest of onions. These are Ailsa Craig's. There was a nice little experiment. They were sown in the greenhouse in August last year, and not these are potato onions, a different breed. But look at the size of these. And now they've naturally fallen over. It's time to get them up. That's one big pile of onions there from a really small space. So it's just this row here and this row here, 4-foot rows, and yeah, really pleased with it. And it shows you don't need expensive seed to grow big onions. They're Ailsa Craig. I think it was about £1 in Wilco's, those seed. And like I say, about 9 months of the year growing though, but it was only took up a little bit of space in the greenhouse. So yeah, really pleased with that, and not one of them bolted either. They came out, I think it was late winter, I put them out in this bed, a little bit of fleece, and then after that I just let them grow on, mulch, everything else. But now we've still got mulch left here, and we've got these weeds as well to deal with. And this, before we do that though, let's get this garlic up. Now this garlic was planted, this is Solent White, it was planted in, I think it was March, so they're not going to be big. But nonetheless, let's get them up. I'm still having trouble with my hip, and therefore having trouble with digging. But oh, they're going to be small. But anyway, yeah, no, I'm pretty much hand troweling everything at the moment. So yeah, that's yeah, you buy them that size in Sainsbury's, so it's not a disaster. I'm going to quite happily eat those. Oh, the ground's very hard. So they're still growing because the roots haven't shriveled. Well, for full disclosure, that's my harvest of. This is my second harvest of garlic. Yeah, these were the spring planted garlic, and they didn't do so well, but they're eatable, edible, and you know, they're not tiny. But But yeah, you've got to sow them in autumn, definitely. Right then, so we've got a bare piece of ground, bare-ish. It's got mulch on it, and it's got some mare's tail. That green stuff is mare's tail. It's not as much as it used to be. That's what it used to look like. And that was dug in winter and manured, because I used to have shrubs on it, so it needed some inputs. And like I say, nothing here has had inputs on it for 2-3 years. So it's just mulch from the site and green manures over winter. And of course, well, yeah, there is another input, and that's water from the trough, but nonetheless, and seed. But apart from that, it's sustainable. So anyway, I've got some plants I want to put in, and if you are harvesting in if you are harvesting in the middle of summer, you want to get something in to replace it straight away and make the most of the summer sun. So I've got some stuff I want to put in, so let's go and do that now. I did sow a load of green broccoli. This is a Calabrese in spring, but I was too busy concentrating on onions, and they all died. So popped down to Bitton Garden Centre, picked these up, £2.20, bare root, bung them in the ground, one there, and see how we get on. I think that'll be good. So I'm going to plant into the mulch. It's not a massive amount of it. There's my trowel. Put 2 in here. Try not to get your mulch mucked up with the soil. And I pop some comfrey leaves in to give it a bit of a boost, because I haven't used inputs, haven't used fertiliser, haven't used manure, haven't used compost, just mulch and green manures. So so that'll need a heavy water in now. This is some purple basil. It's a bit of a risk putting out on the allotment because the slugs can go mad. What I'll do is I'm not going to put a mulch, because that might just encourage slugs. So I'm not going to put a mulch. I'm going to water it heavily, keep watering it, and put some slug pellets down and just keep an eye on it. I did plant some. It has to be proper summer before you can put basil in the ground. So it's July. It is very warm now. June wasn't all that warm. So I'll put some slug pellets, and I'll put some comfrey down as well to fertilise it a little bit. Again, this area is not, there's no inputs. I don't really expect to see these alive by the end of the week, but hope springs eternal. It's easy when July hits to get downhearted. If you've been fairly organised during the rest of the year, you shouldn't be taken over by mare's tail and bindweed. But it is inevitable that it'll be getting you down. I think, unless you are like retired or do it for a living or whatever. So bearing that in mind when I take you for a quick plot tour, that I don't do this for a living. I've been, but I have been well organised over the year, and so I am cropping. So we've got so this is the most productive part of the plot, is this end. I've had this for the longest. I've sort of expanded outwards. But so we've got beans, purple potted beans. So that's a low variety. Got leeks growing here, potato, onions, and beetroot. And then we've got green manure. It's like my wildflower meadow sort of area. Now it's gone over. It was full of poppies and nitrogen fixing green manures like this, winter tares. She's quite pretty, but it's gone over now. I'm going to chop this down and replant it. I don't know what I'm going to put in here yet, but it should be pretty fertile. Winter tares is brilliant. It outcompetes. I mean, look, you've got bindweed in there, yet it's outcompeting it. Plus, it provides a load of nitrogen. I know that because things grown after it do really well. But they say on the internet it doesn't provide that much tonnage of nitrogen per acre. But I disagree. I think it's all right. I'm very happy with it. Other green manures I'm less happy with. So we've got some Taunton Dean over there, which is a perennial kale. Got me plums up there, and got leeks, 3 to a station, 9 inches apart. It's a good variety. I think that's Snow Star, so they'll grow big regardless of the fact they're stuck together. These are potato onions, and look how big they're getting. So they're like a shallot, but they're big. Beetroot and chard, more potato onions, tomato. Got some bigger onions. Let me show you. I'm running out of space on my SD card, so what I'm going to do is sort of wrap it up. So these are my giant onions for the competition, the allotment competition. This is the biggest. So I mean, it's the middle of July. They're doing all right. They're showing no sign of dying back, but they need watering all the time. So yes, this is a different seed from the onions I sowed over here. These are Ailsa Craig, which are cheap, £1 a packet. These are £4 a packet. They're Robinson's mammoth onion. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up because I'm running out of SD card. Let me just show you quickly. I've mulched this area over here, and over here these were potatoes, sapamiras. They'll be harvested much later in the year. And these are, I do use manure and compost and stuff on this part, on this half. So this half here, compost. This half, no, nothing at all. And I don't I don't take mulch from here and put it over there. So it's an experiment for zero inputs, closed loop gardening. But over here, look, I've planted, that's Brussels sprouts. These are cauliflower. They say spring on the label, so that'll be something to look forward to for next year. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.